Hello, I'm Chef Ollie and welcome to another V for Life live cookery session. We're the only charity that support older vegetarians and vegans, and we have a team of roving chefs, including myself in the south and various other members around the country, where we deliver cookery courses and classes, as well as more specific chef catering training. So we can come to your care home or your organisation and deliver specific training to help your chefs have more awareness about vegetarian and vegan cookery. We've got a number of publications available. These can be downloaded on our website for free, or we can send you hard copies as well. This includes festive guides, Christmas is coming up, as well as dietary diversity in the care section, as well as various different recipe guides. And we also have our fortification guide, which I'm going to be drawing inspiration from today, as this session will focus on fortification for vegans. This is perhaps a difficult subject for some chefs, but I'm going to show you some simple recipes from this guide and talk you through it and how easy it can be. It might not be that you have vegan residents, perhaps, as this session is more focused towards the care sector, I guess. But you may have a resident who is intolerant to milk or lactose, so this could also be very useful for you. The first recipe I'm going to make is a vegan scrambled egg, and it's basically using silken tofu and various other ingredients, which I'll talk through as we go along. And it's an amazing recipe. It's kind of a vegan staple at the moment. It's been around a number of years, and it's really got the kind of the same consistency as scrambled egg, but it has no egg or no dairy whatsoever. And I'm just gonna start by chopping an onion. So I've got half a white onion here, which I'm gonna finely dice. And I've got my pan on here. Get it on a nice medium to hot heat. And we're going to fry off this onion and a little garlic. This will give it lots of flavour. This definitely has more ingredients than a regular scrambled egg. But it's super tasty, and like I said, it has really similar consistency. So get your pan nice and hot. Diced some onion and then a little knob of garlic as well. You could leave this out if you're not too keen on the flavour, but just a little bit, I think, really enhances this dish. So just finely chop our garlic as well, and then a little bit of oil, vegetable oil, or a little bit of olive oil for cooking. And then you can feel that heat. So in with the onion, and it's going to start sizzling straight away. And we're going to fry that up for a couple of minutes. And then I'm going to chuck in the garlic. I don't like to chuck the garlic in at the same time. I feel like it cooks a bit quicker than onion. And it will go a bit bitter. And yeah, I don't like that flavour too much when you overcook garlic. Always try and cook it a bit less than the onion, I think. So I'm also going to add some gram flour to this. Gram flour is a really good fortifying ingredient. It's got more protein than regular flour. You could add regular flour in this, no problem. But this is particularly good for vegans, as it comes from chickpeas. It's full of protein, B vitamins, And it's also a really good egg replacement. It's quite sort of viscous, and it's good, a good kind of binder, which you might be lacking if you're not using egg. So have a look on our website. We've got loads more recipes that incorporate gram flour. So I've cooked up my onion a little bit. Now I'm going to throw in the garlic. And I'm also going to throw in some mushrooms. So you could just chuck in whatever veg you fancy, maybe some diced pepper, courgette, something like that. I've gone with some mushrooms today. So gram flour, I was talking about gram flour. It's also good for flans and batters and pancakes. If you just want to add some more protein in there, rather than your regular flour. Regular white flour doesn't really have much nutrition to it at all. So this is a really good addition to your kitchen. Super cheap. It's used in lots of Asian cookery, good for bhajis and things like that. And what we're going to do, when we cook this off, I'm just going to throw a teaspoon in there, and then in with some cream. So this is a soya cream. There's loads of different vegan creams out there now, and vegan milks, which we're going to be using as well. Vegan yogurts, and you'll usually find them made from soya or perhaps oats. And coconut as well is another one. Coconut's also very good for fortified, for the calories, so it's really good. Perhaps you've got some residents which need to get some more weight on, or they just need more calories in their diet. And these products are really good. Just swap them out for regular cow's milk, in hot drinks as well. Soy milk or loads of different milks out there, nut milks or hemp milk, all sorts these days. The supermarkets aisles full of alternative milks these days, and lots of fortified as well. Fortified with B12 and vitamin D, which again is really important to miss out on a vegan diet. So, in with the gram flour, just a tablespoon of that, and then straight in with 120 millilitres of the vegan cream. And then I'm just going to stir that through, make sure there's no lumps. And that's going to quickly soak up before I add my other ingredients. So it's kind of a bit like a roux, I guess. Just want to incorporate all that flour. Cook it through. So this recipe is in the fortification guide. All the recipes I'm making today are in this guide. However, I am going to add an added ingredient today, and this is some Pakistani rock salt, and it's a really good ingredient because it's cooked, it's baked, and it turns the salt, it gives the salt a lovely kind of sulfur taste, which is kind of eggy. So it's a good addition to scrambled egg, well, scrambled tofu, when you don't have the egg. But it isn't essential at all. It's just a nice little addition, I think. It's a bit of a specialist ingredient. It's got lots of health properties as well, apparently. Yeah, not essential to this recipe at all. But if you can get your hands on it, really nice to experiment with in vegan cookery when you want that kind of eggy, sulfurous taste. I mean, you might not want it. I mean, lots of vegans there's all these meat replacements and things these days, mocking the texture, replicating the texture and taste of meat, but a lot of vegans don't want that. They don't like meat, so it's for those vegans that perhaps do want that taste and texture, but have gone vegan for ethical reasons or environmental reasons. Anyway, I'm going to add a dollop of Dijon mustard, half a teaspoon of turmeric, sprinkle of mixed dried herbs, and then in with my tofu, so about 200 grams of tofu, and you can use a firm tofu for this or more of a softer silken tofu. I'm using a silken tofu for this because I like that kind of quite wet scrambled egg, creamy scrambled egg, but some people prefer it a bit firmer, a bit drier, so that's entirely up to your preference. So you can find loads of different tofus out there, ranging from the extra firm to the very soft and silken. And they're all made from the same way. It's a bit like when you make cheese and you separate the curds in the whey and then press it out, and you can form different varying firmnesses from cottage cheese to hard cheddar. Right, so I'm nearly there. You can already see that is kind of scrambled egg consistency. I'm just going to add my little secret ingredient now. So a little bit of the black salt, not too much. And this would be where you would add your regular salt, or if you want to add some pepper, add some pepper. I'm going to leave it at that. So give it another stir. You can cook it a little bit more, and some of that moisture will evaporate. I think I'm pretty much there with mine. And if it has got a bit too dry, you can always add in a splash of cream towards the end as well. I think I'm there with mine. So you can see I've got that lovely creamy consistency. The turmeric has also added a bit of colour, so it's got that sort of scrambled egg yellow colour, and this is just delicious with on toast, buttered toast, vegan buttered toast, or as part of a vegan full English breakfast with your sausages, your baked beans, tomato, mushrooms, everything. So let's have a little taste. I think that's delicious. It's salty, it's got that sulphurous taste from the black salt, and got the garlic in there, a little bit of onion, and the herbs as well. But all they're quite underlined and quite subtle. It's just a really delicious dish. I think nicer than scrambled eggs, to be honest. So there you go. That is vegan scrambled eggs. So simple, so easy. You can get tofu from most catering suppliers these days and all supermarkets. Right then, so moving on from breakfast, I'm going to go straight in with some sweet stuff. So I'm going to show you how to make some protein balls or energy balls. These, again, are synonymous with most vegans and vegan catering. Really easy to do. And good for you. It's a really good healthy snack. perfect for afternoon tea, and a really great way to get extra calories in someone's diet. So I'm going in with some medjool dates here. These are really sweet, lots of sugar, so full of calories. And then next, peanut butter. So peanut butter is a brilliant fortifying ingredient. It's so calorific and full of all those healthy fats that we need in our diet. So I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of peanut butter. I've just got a little food processor, mini food processor here. So this will be really easy to make in your kitchen. So a couple of tablespoons of peanut butter, and then some oats, so just regular kind of porridge oats. This is going to add great amount of bulk to it, and also again really healthy, and also lots of calories in them. Good pinch of salt. I love that sort of salty chocolate taste, because I'm now going to add some cocoa powder. So about 1.5 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And this is just the regular unsweetened cocoa powder that you might make drinking chocolate from. And then I'm going to add some flaxseed. This is a really good vegan ingredient as well. It's good for making another egg replacement. You can add some water and flaxseed and make a sort of gelatinous egg, which is really good in baking and cakes. And it's also high in omegas, so something that may be lacking in a vegan diet. So really good cupboard staple, I'd say. So half a tablespoon of flaxseed. It's also a really good binder, again. And then a touch of maple syrup, not essential. So we've got the dates. And then I've also got some chocolate chips. So these are dark Belgian chocolate chips. And not essential, but we're going to add a really nice bit of texture to these balls. You could also add some extra nuts in there, some walnuts perhaps, some cashews. You can really play around. There's so many recipes out there for different energy balls, protein balls. So let's give this a whiz. And you can see it kind of started sticking together. Let's just give it another quick whiz. We can get out some of the mixture and we can start making our chocolate balls. You might find your dates are a little bit dry, so you could add a touch of water as well. If you do find that, lots of times medjool dates are super gooey and they blend really easily. But you might be using, you might be on a strict budget, and using cheaper dates, which are usually a lot drier and may have like rice flour or something added to them. So you might want to add a touch of water as well. So then we can roll them out and make little balls like that. And they can go in the fridge until you're ready to eat, or you could serve them straight away. So like I say, this is a great sort of afternoon snack to go with a cup of tea or coffee, but also really good breakfast as well, after a quick breakfast. And there we go. So good, sweet, bit of saltiness, super chocolatey. So, moving on, while we're on the theme of chocolate, I'm going to make a chocolate pud. Again, using the tofu, another silken tofu this time. This is from, you'll find a lot of tofus are in the fridge section of a supermarket. Silken tofu is often in the grocery aisles, often with a sort of Asian section, your sushi bits and pieces and things like that. And it comes in cartons like that. It doesn't need to be refrigerated until it's opened. Um, 170 milliliters, 170 grams of the silken tofu, and then cocoa powder again. So a couple of tablespoons of cocoa powder. You could add more or less if you like it more bitter. And likewise, I'm going to add some maple syrup for the sweetness. And you could add more or less depending on your palate. If you like it a bit sweeter, add a little bit more. Then some vanilla essence. Love this stuff. Essential in cakes and bakes and things like that. And then a little dash of some vegan milk of your choice. Again, I'm using soy milk. I'm using soy a lot today, but it's such a good thing to include on a vegan diet. It's full of calcium, full of protein, and lots of things you might be missing on a vegan diet. I'm also going to add some lemon. Ideally, I wanted to put some lime into this. Chocolate and lime is such a good, amazing combination. I couldn't find a lime, so next best thing, lemon. So good squeeze of lemon, and then we'll give that a blend. So actually going to pop it in this one and use the hand blender for this. You could add a pinch of salt again. In fact, I'll do that. But again, this is up to you. If you like that salty chocolate taste, then go for it. And we're there. It's so simple, isn't it? This is basically a really good chocolate mousse replacement, and it's great for as a dessert, or again like just an afternoon snack. We can pour that into a ramekin or a little dish or a little espresso cup or something like that, and then we can put that in the fridge and it will set a little bit more. Here's one I made earlier, so you've got a nice sort of set chocolate pud, and you can finish that off with perhaps some chopped nuts. Again, you're adding extra calories, or some gratings of a dark chocolate, a vegan chocolate. Always make sure it is vegan. There are some dark chocolates out there which will contain milk derivatives or whey or something in there. So always check the ingredients. So I'm just going to add a few gratings of the chocolate on the top. And there we go. Got a lovely dessert. So let's have a little taste. So good. I've got to say that, but it is honestly very, very tasty. I like my chocolate desserts and cakes nice and dark, nice and bitter with chocolate, but like I said, if you prefer a bit more sweetness, add more of the sweetener and a little bit less of the cocoa. Okay, so we're nearly there. I've got one more recipe that I really want to show you. This is super, super simple, and it's just perfect for perhaps you have a client, a resident, who needs to get some extra calories in, and this is a milkshake. So 500 milliliters of milk of choice, your vegan milk of choice. This time, again, I'm using the soy. It's unsweetened. There are lots of milks that are already pre-sweetened out there, so you wouldn't want to add any extra sweetener like I am. I'm going to add just a dash of maple syrup, and then a banana. So this is going to add more sweetness and calories as well. Especially this one, it's incredibly ripe, so it's going to be full of sugars. So just whole banana straight in there, and then again peanut butter. It's just the king of calories, peanut butter. So good, and it's going to add a lovely saltiness to that as well. So a good dollop of peanut butter, and then again cocoa powder, tablespoon of cocoa powder. And there you've got a super simple, sweet, nutritious, and calorific milkshake. So if you've got someone who may have problems swallowing as well, shakes are really good for that, for getting extra calories. You can also add things like hemp protein, not hemp protein, but any plant-based protein, pea protein, or again soy protein. This one is hemp, but there's loads of different ones out there. They're really good, like I say, in milkshakes, but also in soups and stews for getting extra nutrition and calories and protein in one's diet. So we just blitz this up. have a little taste. So it's lovely, sweet, banana-y, chocolatey. You could add even an extra banana in there, another dollop of peanut butter if you want a thicker milkshake. This is quite a thin one. And we've got loads more recipes in the fortification guide to give you some inspiration and ideas. Also on our website, we've got an array of different recipes and lots of seasonal recipes, lots of Christmas ideas. Christmas is coming up. So have a look on there. Hope you've enjoyed this session and please join us again. All right.